Okay, this is going to be a demo of the cloud computing project. I originally planned to do this in AWS, but I found a tutorial online that suggested using a service called Bitnami. And the way this works is you create a Bitnami account and hook it with your Amazon Web Services account, and Bitnami will create your instance on your Amazon Web Services account for you. So it's actually hosted on Bitnami, but it's running on AWS. So if I went to my AWS console over here, it says I don't have any instances running. Well, actually, I am running my own instance. It's just hooked up through Bitnami, so AWS doesn't know about it. The way you go about creating this is you make your account, like I said, hook it to your AWS, go over to create a server, and then they have a whole bunch of pre-configured virtual machines that you can choose from. So for mine, I chose to use a LAMP stack. So once I created my instance, everything was pretty much already set up. The differences between private and public clouds is private clouds are generally owned by like an organization or some other entity. Public clouds, anybody like a student can access those. The main difference is if you're on a private cloud, your organization is responsible for upkeep of the hardware and the servers and all that if there's any maintenance to be done, while on a public cloud like Amazon or Microsoft will take care of all the hardware. And the way I'd access my instance is, you can see my server right here. I use PuTTY to actually SSH into it through console commands. So I use this to actually make sure that MySQL and PHP were all set up and working properly. Since we're already in here, let's take a look at the environment. I did all my coding using Atom again. And like I said, I used PuTTY to SSH in and actually make sure everything was already set up. And when everything was already set up, I used FileZilla to just transfer my app over into my server and got everything working that way. So let's go over into the actual application. Here's the URL I'm hosting it at. It's both the LAMP stack and actually I got the Google API working too. So I type in some random stuff here. Type NT because I'm in whatever. And submit. It was stored. We can also show all the names in the database again. You're probably going to look back over all this, and here we can see down here it was added. The neat thing is, whenever you use the Google API, if you remember last time, it told me that I was living somewhere on Industrial Boulevard. Well, now it thinks I'm in Ashburn, Virginia, and that my ISP is Amazon.com, since I guess this is where the server that I made is actually being hosted. So this nice little message from the NSA is a lot less intimidating, since they think I'm like 100 miles away from where I actually am. What else? All the issues I had. So with the pre-configured environments, I accidentally chose PHP 7 instead of PHP 5, which is what my project was in originally. And with the differences, the changes in PHP, they started using MySQLi instead of MySQL, and it took me forever to figure out why my database wasn't really connecting. As a developer, why would you choose cloud-based services over traditional? Like I said, it's pretty much upkeep. It's also nice to be able to have development environments that like anybody can access and build. Like none of the developers would have to set up their own environments if they could just commit code to a cloud environment. And of course, you don't have to worry about server upkeep or anything like that. Traditional services, it's pretty much based on security. So if you're working on a application that you don't want anybody else to see or be able to access and have it like under super lock and key, you'd probably choose to do it locally instead of on the cloud. I think that's pretty much it. I'll upload the link here so you can play around with the LAMP application. Since I'm really paranoid about having to put in my credit card information, I'm probably probably going to keep the server running up until the end of class. So that's on August 18th, I believe, is the last day. So I'm probably going to shut down my server instance on the 19th. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, comment, subscribe.